It's not moving.
Yeah.
It's a different
In
time.
some-
It's a different time zone when you're on the east side of.
Which town like is really European looking? Like
Quebec.
It is Quebec. Yeah, I want to go there.
Call meeting to order. Oh, please rise. And I ask you to join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. And please join me in a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Brennan.
Here.
Alderman Begley.
Here.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Here.
Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Alderman McGovern. Alderman Clifford.
Present.
All right, before we do consent agenda, I'd like to welcome Dan Brennan as our newest alderman for the, filling for Mr. Violet, who left. And Dan's been a longtime resident of Palos Hills Heights, and I think he'll be a great addition to our group here. And he's been a local individual, has been active in a lot of things, and actually owned a business in town for a while too. So.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Thank you. I apologize if I'm a little show-shocked today. I just got off the boat about 2 hours ago, so I'm sorry. All right, under the consent calendar, the approval of minutes from the city council meeting of September 17th, 2024, and also approval of a payroll and a voucher list for the period ending September 27th, 2024.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
All right, any seal bids tonight? None that I'm aware
No
of? Okay. Under my report, just a couple things. This Saturday, we have the electronic waste disposal over at the Metro lot at 119th and Southwest Highway there, run by Republic. And that'll be from 8 o'clock in the morning till 11:30. Any electronic waste you may have, you can bring there, old TV sets, monitors and the like. It is for residents, so you will have to have proof of residency. And just an update, our next meeting will be the annual Mayor for a Day. I know you're all excited about this. This is, the Women's Club has been doing this for, 40-some years now. And so this will be, we'll have the mock meeting before our normal meeting. We'll go over to Lake Catherine and have a little presentation over there as we do every year. But so that's 2 weeks from tonight, so just keep that in mind. That being said, what I need is a motion to approve the reappointment of Daniel Liston to the Police Pension Board for a 2-year period expiring October 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last week, I had a liquor hearing as liquor commissioner, and we had the people from Orange's Pancake House came in looking for a liquor license, and very nice Pancake House. And you've been over there on Southwest Highway with your main business. You're looking to kind of build up your mimosa business. Is that's my understanding? So they're not going to change the hours or anything like that, but as of right now, so that'll be the main thrust of what they're trying to do. So that being said. Looking for a request to adopt an ordinance increasing the number of Class A liquor licenses by 1, and that'll be going to the Orange's Pancake House located at 1845 Southwest Highway.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Begley, seconded by Alderman Key. Any discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan. Alderman Begley.
Yes.
All right, well, congratulations. Check with us tomorrow morning with Ashley, and we'll get that over to you if you can get to your, you have to go file for your state liquor license then. Okay? You're all set. Good luck.
Cheers.
I don't drink, so, All right, that's all I have tonight. City Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only report I have is that if you would like to, if residents here would like to register at City Hall by our Deputy City Clerk, Ashley Palos, the deadline to do so is October 8th here at City Hall. There's other ways that you can register, but if you would like to register here, the deadline is October 8th. Thank you.
All right. City Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm getting caught up here. I have the treasurer's report for the month ending August 31st. General fund began the month with $5,826,993. Revenues from the general fund are $1,878,555. Expenses from the general fund were $1,122,250. Other source use, $4,769, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $6,588,067. Total of all city funds began August with $31,699,826. Revenues totaled $3,171,351. Expenses for the month were $2,059,206. Other source use $204,237, giving an ending cash balance in all city funds of $32,607,733. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Key, seconded by Alderman Clifford. Is that okay? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. City Attorney?
Well, I see I'm on there twice, so I have no report, no report.
Good job. All right. Any communications anyone have tonight?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have two so far. I'd like to congratulate, you may have seen it in some of the local papers or online, District 118 was named a Blue Ribbon Award recipient. It's like one of the few times since the district has received that award. It's a great award in education. Those people that run the school district should be congratulated. Not to be outdone, within a day or two, they came out with the high school awards, and I think all the Paloses are fortunate, as well as some of the other communities. District 230 was named in the top 25 of the high school districts in Illinois. And those are two, I think, really good awards. And actually, as we all know, that helps the city tremendously, especially when people are looking to move into with their kids to
Exactly.
the school district. That's the end of that report.
Excellent selling point. All right. Any other communications? Citizens wishing to address the council? Anyone have anything? Yes. Good, Brian. Name and address, Brian?
Yeah. I'm Brian Bone. I live at 12223 Richard Avenue. We had some hail damage earlier in the year, and it seems like the permits are taking forever. I don't know if it's a matter of getting an inspector out there inspecting the roofs before you get the permits, but the rate we're going now, it's going to be snowfall, and we're still going to be waiting for permits to get the roofs done. I was just wondering if there's some kind of urgency that we could put an emergency order in to help these people out in the building department to try to get all this work done.
Well, we've just so you know, we've had, through this hail damage we've probably had 3 to 4 times the normal amount of permits we normally process, but
Right.
we have inspectors working, in some cases weekends, but then we just added some more staff about 2 weeks ago, just to get them moving along, so.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I put in for a permit August 20th, and I'm still waiting to get the permit.
Okay.
And, you know, if a regular business did business the way we're handing out these permits, they would be out of business because, you know, people are expecting stuff nowadays 7 to 10 days to get a response. I go over to the building department, they can't even find my paperwork. They can't go through their log of handwritten to find it. And then the computer, they can't find it on the computer either. So I told them, I said, I'm not leaving until you find a piece of paper. And eventually, about 20 minutes later, you filed on the 20th. You know, it's going to be a while.
Okay.
But, I mean, these people are going to be waiting to try to get their houses done before this, the weather changes.
We're cognizant of, we have added some people, as I said, since then, so we'll see what
Yeah.
we can do. I'll have someone take a look at it tomorrow.
Yeah.
too, Brian.
And if I may,
Sure.
Mr. Mayor, I'm the chairman of the License Permits and Franchises Committee. We've had through August 859 permits issued. That was more than we did all of last year. So there was this generational storm that came through, and it's all hail damage, it's all roofs. But we have a code that the building inspector has to stick by for inspection, ice and water shield to protect the residents. As the mayor said, we've added staff to try and help with this, but they were just overwhelmed by our department of 4 people to process all these permits this year because of that one hailstorm.
I mean, if they're looking for volunteers, I'll volunteer to help out.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor, on that topic, and I just mentioned it briefly to the mayor and our city attorney and Alderman Clifford earlier today. You may have seen, like on Sunday night in between football games, at 60 Minutes, they had I think it might have been a rerun actually, but they're talking about some of the insurance companies that are giving people a tremendously hard time around the country. Most of this had to do with the earlier hurricane, not the one that just devastated the South in North Carolina and other states. So it was not a favorable thing that insurance companies are doing to residents across the country. And along those lines, it's come to my attention that, and if we don't have this, I think we're going to try to propose it at Alderman Lewandowski's committee to add in, if it's legal, because some insurance companies are telling residents that if you have in your code an ordinance that says that they have to return things to the original condition prior to, like, whatever, if it was a hail or wind or whatever, damage. If you don't have it, they don't have to cover that. As an example, I know this for a fact, like in my own house, I have hail damage, and one or two sides of my home have significant damage. They thought one side had enough, and they said, we'll repaint one side of the house, and they give you a couple $100, $600. It cost me $5,000 to get the house painted, because you're not going to have one part of your house painted new, and the other part of your home is like 5 or 10 years painted. And so, what the insurance company told me is, if your city had that wording in their ordinances, then we would have covered and wrapped it all the way around. So. But then it gets into, which our city attorney just mentioned, he said, if you're not a home rule, you might not be able to do that. So I'm just saying, if we could check into that, it might help our residents for the next time. And also, I would encourage everybody to read the fine print on your homeowners policies.
Yeah.
You're not the only one. Orland Park, I talked to some people there. They were like, at one time, almost 4 months behind.
Yeah.
I don't know what they caught up to. At one time, we were over 3, and we've caught up probably by half, at least at 4 to 5 weeks out now, with a lot of it. Part of we do have a new girl there. She's getting acclimated to the system they do. But I think that maybe in the future we should look like automating the system there by computer and pen and paper on some of those things and be able to cross-check it. Because when you do ask for a permit, you have to give a specific address. It should be able to be cross-checked by name, address, account number, or they could just go on the computer and check out, say, here it is. That would eliminate your 20-minute wait. But it's coming, believe us, and hopefully it'll get to you before the weather seriously changes.
Another thing to keep in mind too, that I'm hearing from some of the HOAs, is that when you get a quote from the company to fix it, it's only good for so long. And, when we get to the 4-month thing,
30 days or
then
whatever,
all of a sudden, the quote goes up. And so, just so you know, because you and I were in a meeting last week together, and you were talking about this, I had a list of residents that were wondering where theirs were. I added your name to it.
Okay.
So the building department this week is, trying to find out where you are on the line. So,
Yeah, I mentioned to them that I had talked to you,
Yeah,
and so
all right.
You know,
they said they haven't heard from you yet, but
most of that, my insurance company told me, and I checked with a couple, is anywhere from 180, mine in particular is 365 days from date of claim, which in this particular thing, on or about May 7th. So I'm good to about, just about May 7th or the next month after. That's with a certain company, I won't mention names, but they said 365. I would check with your company and see what the limit on the claim would do to work. As far as the other work goes, if they find extra work, that's where your contractor is going to come in and resubmit to cover that through your insurance, if they'll cover you. Some of the things are, in my particular, I'm still waiting on an issue of the siding, like Alderman McGogan said. There's holes in the vinyl siding, but the hail came from the west side, so it's all the west side of my house. They said, no, we're only going to probably place the one side, if we place it at all, by state ordinance requires that. So that relates back there. There's some state ordinance in there to regulate what the insurance companies follow. So I'm still waiting on that one. And the skylights is another one. Any skylight over 6 to 8 years old, some of those flashing kits are no longer made. So there's about replacing the skylights. They can't give you a flashing kit because it doesn't fit the skylight. So therefore, you got to replace the skylight. Some of them are getting denied too, and others are getting approved. So it all comes down to your insurance company and that.
right. I
And
know my neighbor across the street has aluminum siding. Well, they don't make aluminum siding anymore, so he's got to get the whole house done,
well,
They're only going to cover
I
the
got
one
vinyl
side.
and brick, but they do still make aluminum siding to a point. My neighbor's just having it installed on her house right next door. Just watching them today. But anyway, we're moving along and we're trying to do
Brian,
better.
your point's well taken. We
Okay.
realize this point. We hired some people. We're going to try to make it faster.
Okay.
And just the fact that other towns are taking longer is not an excuse. We should be more diligent, and we are moving in that direction.
Right.
But we
Okay.
also want to take caution, is because, as Alderman Lewandowski said, there's some inspections and stuff that have to be made by state law and stuff before we can replace some of this stuff. So it's a little bit more labor intensive just giving a building permit, but
Okay.
that's the name of the game. But we'll follow up on it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, if they need any volunteers,
Okay.
I'm all volunteer.
Okay,
Thanks.
I know that one. I know that for a fact. All right, any other citizens? Oh, yeah.
Harlan Wyboda, 7640 West 135th Street. Mr. Brennan, I want to be one of the first citizens to welcome you. Very pleased to see a very nice person such as yourself to be one of our aldermen. I'm very happy that the mayor chose you. So for some of you aldermen don't know that Mr. Brennan allowed me and my son to film for Channel 4 many years ago a baseball game at his professional semi-pro baseball team. And it was a memory for me that me and my kid will remember forever, because how often you get to sit in the press box and film a semi-pro baseball game. Anyways, you're going to see me here at a lot of meetings. You're going to hear some good things about me. You're going to hear some bad things about me. So I just wanted to try to start it off and let you know why I am coming to city council meetings. I brought you some reading material for your bathroom. It even comes with color pictures. And I brought you a Do Not Impede My Water shirt. We don't even have those. All right, so it all started many years ago, Mr. Brennan, Alderman Brennan. I allowed the city of Palos Heights to put sewer and water through my property. And since the city of Palos Heights was not going to charge me for the sewer and water, I was willing to give them an easement to go through my front yard for 200 feet to bring sewer and water to the houses to the east of me. I did not charge the city anything for this particular easement. The city, in return, was to replace the city berm that was built on my property. The city berm worked like a charm until, lo and behold, my next door neighbor, Mr. Impema, subdivided his property, and a new home was built to the east of me. The city allowed the builder to raise the property 2 feet. So all the water that used to drain to the east of my property stops at that property line. I complained to the city, to the building department, and I complained to everybody. And you're going to see all the emails in your reading material there if you choose to read any of it. You will see copies of all the emails. The City of Palos Heights, you'll see a copy of an email from Adam Jasinski, which specifically states the City of Palos Heights is the cause of my drainage problems. Their email is there. I got it through a Freedom of Information request. I will also let you know that if I send you an email, I will tell you already ahead of time you're not allowed to respond to me. Through orders of the attorney, you're not allowed to contact me regarding anything in terms of my yard flooding. Why it's that way, I don't know. Maybe because I outsmarted them, got the Freedom of Information request, and got copies of all their emails. But anyways, so we've been fighting with the city for years. And we told them our trees are going to die, our bushes are going to die, and my yard is flooding. Well, lo and behold, my trees died. I had to have 4 trees taken down at a cost of thousands of dollars. I took it upon myself because I couldn't get the city to help me to hire a contractor to put a drainage ditch tile in my yard to get the water from my backyard up to the county clerk. The mayor was nice enough, and I thank you, Mayor, to help me with the county to get larger culverts installed, which now that my drain tile goes to the larger culverts, at least my draining problems have ceased. Okay, so I do no longer have drainage problems, but I was out $7,000, close to $8,000 that I spent out of my pocket when I shouldn't have done it. You will see in that your reading material, you will see an email from the city's engineer. The city's engineer requested for the homeowner in that particular property or the builder of that property to modify his grades to a certain level so my water can drain. And the city never required him to do it. But yet the city submitted a false water drainage map saying that he did do it. I filed a complaint with the Illinois Attorney General's office, and the Illinois Attorney General's office, unfortunately, referred it, you'll see a copy of that as well, referred it back to the City of Palos Heights for them to resolve it. I have never heard from the City of Palos Heights to resolve that issue. The only person who has stepped up a little bit for me has been Mr. Alderman Basil. Mr. Basil said, if everything that I'm saying is true, why don't the city somehow reimburse me for all the expenditures that I'm out? Well, you will see that everything that I'm saying is true. Problem is, I need somebody to make a motion, and I need somebody to second that motion, to have the city attorney to negotiate an easement agreement for part of my property that does not have a city easement. I've talked to the police commissioner. I told the police commissioner, if there is a leak on my property because it doesn't serve my house, that I do not want the City of Palos Heights on my property that is trespassing, I would want them to be removed. And I said, because they need to negotiate an easement agreement because they can't jump over part of the property that doesn't have an easement agreement to get onto the property to fix it. So he said, well, that's not right. I said, no, it's not right, but it's not right what the City of Palos Heights has done to me. And so, welcome to Palos Heights, and I'm sorry that I had to present you with all of this, but I've tried so many different things. I've tried being mean. I've tried being nice. I've tried being quiet. None of them have worked. I thought that I had something resolved. My alderman, we had a discussion. It seemed like everything was going to go good. And then lo and behold, we didn't agree on political views. Haven't heard from my alderman since. So it's just a sad day I love the city of Palos Heights. I love the mayor. I love all you aldermen. But I've been wronged, and I just would love to see it get corrected. So, welcome.
Any other citizens? All right. Standing committees, Finance Committee, Alderman Grogan.
And Mr. Mayor, we have number 11 on the agenda, and there'll be some modifications. First, this is a motion to approve the development agreement between the City of Palos Heights and M. Daher LLC on Tiffany Square, which is on the northwest corner of College Drive in Harlem, called Tiffany Square.
You're making that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Grogan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion?
Discussion. Mr. Mayor, each of the aldermen has before them another insert, which we'd like to include as page 15 in the agreement. This is based on, it's more form over substance, but you can read it, and it doesn't, it's more, it covers like employment acts and other, where the steel's coming from and things of that nature. That's one thing. Also, I was reading this agreement, and I would like to also recommend that we consider making two other changes on page 10, under item 14. There was wording, and I'll just read it. We would grant to the city water and utility easement along the south edge of the property along College Drive for access and maintenance of the city water main, the utility easement. Developer and city shall cooperate to secure the city easement. I think we should add the words, further, the developer shall not impede such action, or something along those lines. We have attorneys, but I think that there's something there needed so that everybody, because the word right now, cooperate, that's kind of vague. I think, and we have a city attorney here, I think maybe come up with a better word, but just that they wouldn't stop us from trying to get that easement in any way. I was thinking, the further, the developer shall not impede such action. I think that says it.
Interfere.
I think so. That was one thing. And then two down from that is number 16. It gets into like how we have to try to get CIBC and Starbucks to consent to some of the easement. And then it said basically, if that's not possible, then the city's going to actually have to pay to get that work done anyhow. And it says basically that the city and the developer will share 50-50 on the expense. I think that that expense should be exclusive, and I think that we should add another sentence that if this occurs, that expense will not be included in an expense item in the $700,000 note. You with me? So it'll be, because the note is for other things that we've already identified, and we didn't identify that as an expense. So I think we should make sure that that wording is excluded. Okay. And so I'd like to recommend those changes for page 15, along with the other two changes.
So you're making a motion with,
I'll make
with
a
those
motion.
changes then? Okay. Any other questions?
Is there anything in an amount of, and since this is being a redevelopment thing, on the amount of retail, substantial retail to be in the mall there? Have you made any plans to get any retail or added retail into your development?
The ownership's right here.
Yes, yes, we have.
As far as part of the plan, there's X amount of non-retail and then retail. And most of our positions try to get as much retail, which provides retail sales tax, which also helps you in repaying the city and the gratuity we're helping you out with. But I was just wondering, could you explain any of your retail plans over there or anything? Do you have anything?
We have 2 vacancies right now, and we have them listed on MLS and on LoopNet, and we're getting inquiries from, different businesses, different ideas. We've heard from a place that was interested in selling nuts, like gourmet kind of nuts. That would be a retail shop. We've gotten inquiries from other businesses as well with different ideas that we're kind of considering. There's a lot of interest, and we're hoping that once we're done with the project that we'll have even more interest. But yeah, we're definitely advertising it, marketing it, and trying to get retail in there.
And you're redoing the parking lot over there now as part of the agreement?
Yeah, we just poured the.
Just poured the concrete. The asphalt's next.
Okay, remember the discussion about lighting the entranceways?
We're working on that too.
You're working on that?
It's pretty lit right now. So
It's what?
It's pretty lit up right
Yeah,
now. So
right by the street I was talking
we've
about.
already taken out the trees. If you pass by, you'll see.
You make it a
There'll be
little-
more light in there.
Yeah, to make it a little more viable, and
Yes.
a little safety there, and you
Absolutely.
just come up on it and turn. That was a concern brought up to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we remember. We have plans. There's going to be
Yes.
two new lights.
There's going to be actually, instead of a light, I want to put a small sign that lights up. It says Tiffany Square, so people will drive in.
At the drive entrance.
Yeah, and I think that would look better.
All right.
I like that modern look.
You bring that sign in for approval before you put it in, correct?
It's already, we've already had our sign people. We've already have some of the new signs up already.
All right. Just a few questions on that business plan part of it, because we all try to get as much retail in there as helps us pay the bills too with retail. So, thanks.
Any other questions anyone would have?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
It's very, very short. We have a Recreation Advisory Committee, and they are always asking if we can put more bike racks in. Now, this is not part of this particular agreement tonight, but in the Starbucks area, when you guys do put the new pavement in, I don't know if there's any opportunity to put any bike racks in a very safe place. And if there's not, that's understandable, but I thought I'd voice that on their behalf while we're here
We
today.
could look into it once we're done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really congested at night. It's a very busy shopping center, especially with the gyms there and
Right.
people after work, they're there.
Yeah, obviously safety would be the first
Yeah,
priority,
so
but just thought I'd
Maybe we could
ask.
figure a spot out, for them. I think more towards maybe the other
By the
side.
chiropractic side or the other side.
Yeah, maybe in that area.
But Heather, keep it in mind, that's not their property.
Right.
Those,
Right.
the
But just where the-
Starbucks and the chiropractor is not part of
Is
it.
that part of their, yeah.
We have some of the parking
Right.
And they
by
have
the
some of the
Starbucks,
parking
yeah.
area, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, that's actually being repaved in that area.
Yeah.
Everything that we own is being repaved.
Yeah, and I saw the curbs look great, so
Yes.
congratulations.
Curbs, new plants. It's gonna look really nice.
Great. Any others?
I actually have a point of order question. Are we voting on what we have in front of us with this amendment, or are we adding in Chairman McGrogan's addition?
With those additions, yes.
That
Those
we don't
changes.
have in front of us yet, but we're with legal's.
Authority?
Yes.
A motion to approve the agreement with those particular changes.
Right, we're not gonna see the particular change, but subject to your recommendation on to capture the spirit of what the chairman is saying. Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I just wanted, yeah.
Any other questions? Roll call?
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye. That's the end of my report.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your patience.
Thanks so much.
Nice evening.
Okay, thank you. All right, public safety, Alderman Basso?
Oh, yes, Mayor, I have two items on the agenda this evening. Item number 12, motion to adopt an ordinance declaring the following vehicle as surplus and to sell to the Crestwood Police Department, a 2015 Chevrolet Tahoe, VIN number 1GNLC2KC7FR SS 557393.
I'll second the motion.
So,
Moved by Alderman Basso, seconded by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso. Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Item number 13, motion to approve payment of Curie Motors Fleet for 3 2024 Chevrolet Tahoes in the amount of $175,383. These are vehicles that the department has been waiting over a year for.
Right.
They're in such high demand by the municipalities that they've just come through, and payment for these vehicles will be from the drug asset
My understanding
forfeiture.
and talking to other people in different towns, this has become a very rough thing as far as getting bike vehicles. I mean, they're actually stealing from each other, I should say.
Well, we better get them in quick because on the news, they just said that if the strike is persistent, which is,
Yeah,
going
I
on
know.
as of today, it said one of the main things that's going to be tied up are, besides TVs, are cars.
So it's moved by Alderman Basso. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
And finally, Mayor, I'd like to discuss an item of public safety for all of our residents. Seeing that I can't do that with my newspaper, do you mind if I read a few lines?
You can read whatever you like.
Thank you. This was in the Tribune the
anything.
other day, article in Chicago Tribune, and it just coincidentally coincides with what we were speaking of, the point we were speaking to at the Public Safety Committee this past week, and it's again about scams. And a couple, for instances, of things I've heard on TV recently. Consumer fraud cost Americans a record $10 billion last year, according to the Federal Trade Commission, and the losses are climbing sharply. Artificial intelligence and other new technology make it much more difficult for even die-hard skeptics to protect themselves from misleading robocalls, emails, and text messages. Church members might get fake emails from their pastors directing them to buy gift cards. If you date online, beware of romance scams. If you're looking for a job, yes, scammers target that also. If someone claiming to be a government official, bank representative, or police official reaches out to you unexpectedly, it could be an imposter. And as art imitates life, or life imitates art, one of our own residents was scammed of $140,000 by someone calling and pretending to be our police chief. So it hits right home every day. Imposter scams, where criminals pretend to be someone noteworthy, are the fastest growing category of consumer fraud according to the FTC. And email has replaced text and phone messages as the most frequently reported contact method. The best we can do is educate ourselves about the many new types of scams afoot and recognize that all of us are likely to be targeted at one time or another. Spread the word to friends and relatives that may not be as vigilant as you, and report any fraud attempts that you come across. Even very smart people are getting ensnared in scams. And again, I think I mention it every meeting. Nobody is too educated, nobody's too intelligent, nobody's too smart to not be subject to one scam or another in their lifetime. We mentioned at the meeting that of all the things we do in the city to make people aware of these scams, it may not be enough, and we welcome any recommendations on how we can further educate or contact and make our residents alert to these scams. We have a website, we have a newspaper, we have all sorts of bulletins, and we have these meetings that are open to the public and also televised. But there has to be more, better, and inclusive ways to educate our friends and family members that maybe are a little more isolated than we are. And no matter how many times we repeat these stories, we have to enforce the message. So one thing I found is very convenient is to have caller ID on your telephone. If that's an option that you have to pay for, it'd be worth a couple dollars a month to do that, because if you don't recognize the number that comes across your telephone, then you don't have to answer it. If it's an important message, it's some number that might not be in your phone, they will call back or they will leave a message on your machine. Scammers don't leave messages on your machine. So that's one simple thing and one pretty inexpensive thing I think we can all do to protect ourselves and our family members. If you have an elderly parent or friend or neighbor that's home alone, just take a visit and mention these things to them, because as much as I would like to believe that everybody in Palos Heights is watching this broadcast, that's probably not the case. But you could certainly knock on the door of your neighbor and spread the word. So that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, just one quick comment. In the newsletter that just went out from Palos Heights, the police department hitchhiked on, like some of your comments, but interesting that you brought it up. One of the things that I read the newsletter that I thought was very interesting is the scammers have figured out a way that on the caller ID that they can lie on the caller ID. So it can say like it's the Palos Heights Police Department or whoever. And so they're getting so creative, and it's in the newsletter. They kind of warn you to watch out. Don't believe everything you see, even on the caller ID. So that's all I got to say.
Great. All right, Alderman Bigley, municipal grounds and parks.
Thanks, Mayor. It is October 1st. We are entering fall, so I just have a couple quick announcements in that regard. The Public Arts Commission is hosting an event on October 30th, and that is going to be at the Art Garden from 6 to 8. And I'll be honest, I was a little confused at the last meeting. I thought you brought a pumpkin to do like a craft, and that's not what you do. You decorate your pumpkin at home, you bring it to the Art Garden, and then they're going to give you tea lights, and it'll be all cute. So that's the plan there on October 30th. And then I just wanted to commend Ashley, Katie, and Steve Rhodes from the city. They did a really nice job decorating the gazebo out there, and it's kind of like a little nice little fall setting out there. It's very Gilmore Girls, as I've heard people describe it. So, and next, I have a motion to approve.
Hallmark Station.
Yes, yeah, it's very sweet. So, I have a motion to approve a proposal from McCahill Painting Company to clean, prep, and paint at the Palos Heights Metro Station in the amount of $18,965. And I'll just make a note that that's really kind of to clean up graffiti and things like that. We're not painting the actual building.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Begley, seconded by Alderman
Clifford.
Clifford. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Next, I have a motion to approve payment to Thermopol Mechanical, Inc. for the HVAC replacement system in the Public Works Garage in the amount of $19,600.
Moved by Alderman
Second.
Begley, second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
And finally, I have a motion to approve payment for professional engineering services to Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for the CalSag Trail at Lake Catherine Phase 3 project in the amount of $31,380.90.
Moved by Alderman Begley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
And that's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Planning and zoning, Alderman McGovern's not here. I don't think he's got anything tonight. Recreation, Alderman Key?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
All right, fine, sir. Roads and construction, Alderman Clifford?
No real report except we're just finishing up on the road program. There's a couple of mishaps on stone on the side of the road, which is being rectified with the contractor and cleaned up. And we'll be addressing some bike path issues of filling in and with some paving there. We'll be discussing that at roads and construction next meeting. Other than that, we're just wrapping up everything for on the roads and things of that nature.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
sir. Appreciate it. License, permits, and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report.
Nothing? Okay.
Sorry.
Alderman Brennan, you got a whole bunch of stuff there today.
Spend some money.
Got some motions. I'd like to motion to approve the extension of the water meter replacement program with Calumet City Plumbing to cover the labor and installation of approximately 4,500 meters in the amount of $711,000 with 5% of contingency not to exceed the total contract amount of $746,550.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman, I'm glad to say that, Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Begley. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
I'd also like to make a motion to approve payment to Aries Incorporated for the emergency work done on the 15-inch sanitary sewer at 13101 Southwest Highway and 131st in the amount of $68,927.31.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Key. Discussion, Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
I'd also like to make a motion to approve a proposal from McCahill Painting Company to power wash the exterior walls on the hospital pump station reservoir and Route 83 pump station concrete water tanks in the amount of $16,150.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve engineering construction oversight for the Misty Meadow tank painting with Dixon Engineering in the amount of $57,650.
Moved by Alderman
Second.
Brennan. Second by Alderman McGovern. I mean, who was it? McGrogan? Okay. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
I'd like to make another motion to approve a proposal with Flow Technics Incorporated to install a Sulzer Model XFO 100E 4-inch, 10 horsepower, 230-volt pump to convert to hydromatic hydro rail at the Southwest Highway Lift Station in the amount of $14,095.
Moved by
Second.
Alderman Brennan. Second by Alderman Key. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a QVAC priming system for the Route 83 pump station from Combined Fluid Products in the amount of $23,651.98.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Key. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve upgrading the water pumping SCADA control software and components with Metropolitan Pump Company in the amount of $129,509.
Moved by
Second.
Alderman Brennan. Second by Alderman Key. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a new 25-kilowatt natural gas generator for the Ponds of Palos Lift Station in the amount of $24,460 with Buckeye Power Sales under the Sourcewell Contract 09222 KOH.
I'll second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Second by Alderman McGrogan. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to approve payment for professional engineering services with RJN Group for the 2024 sewer rehabilitation design and construction, on-call underground infrastructure services, 2024 CCTV and MH inspections, rendering through August 30th, 2024 in the amount of $9,971.90.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Second by Alderman Key. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
And I think that ends my report.
Very good.
And Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor?
Do I always get to spend that much money?
Just back up to 17, just a side note that the meter program replacement is no cost to the resident, but the valve, the intake valve to it, if it needs to be replaced, they recommend that you get it replaced, and there's a slight fee, a couple $100 to do that. Some of those have been in there so long, they're locked tight. If you ever had a problem, you won't be able to shut off your water on the inside of the house. So it's recommended that you take that cost and put an updated valve
Okay.
in there if needed.
Great. Thank you. All right. Special reports. Alderman Key.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Table, there's nothing. Old business.
No, go to new business.
Okay. Well, citizens, if she has questions about tonight,
New business.
your business.
So I had a couple of comments, but I'm saving the best one for last. I think we all should congratulate the mayor and his lovely wife. I saw at the church bulletin that this weekend is Bob and Madeline's 50th wedding anniversary.
For some reason, that's why I'm a little bit shell-shocked right now. I just got back about 2 hours ago. Before this meeting, we went on a cruise from Montreal to Boston, so it was a 12-day cruise, so it just kind of got back from that. So thank you very much.
Congratulations.
She put up with me that long, and, that's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Amazing, huh? All right, anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.